What is up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Now, today I have a very busy day I have to do, so I won't be able to get a lot of videos out. As a matter of fact, this might be the only video I can get out today, but I will have more videos for you tomorrow. My schedule will be a lot more clear after this, so you guys won't have to worry about waiting about 2 days to get a video. But anyway, this video is, of course, Ricky Gervais, Season 1, Episode 10. Let's go ahead and take care of this. I want to go ahead and see what this has to offer, because it's called The Fight. And I'd never really pictured Karl Pilkington in a fight, so it's interesting to get his take on what a proper fight would be, I guess, if that's what he's talking about. He could just be talking about a fight that he had in the past and a specific experience he had or something, but either way, I think it's going to be exciting. Now, this video was uploaded by Tianshu, the same YouTuber that I get a lot of my Ricky Gervais show reactions from. They have an entire catalog of videos that they've uploaded that you can go to their channel and watch. I will have a link for the original video in the description box down below, as well as a link for their channel at the end of this video. I know YouTube also has the Ricky Gervais show. If you want to pay to see the official version, you can go check it out on YouTube as well. But anyway, let's get into this.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Karl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And
Hello.
The little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington.
Huh? Huh?
Of course, as ever, lots of questions for Karl as well, just to sort of try and tap into his brain, see what's going on there. Question from Jade. Karl, what would you change if you were in charge of what kids are taught in school? Right, you know, because, I mean, your school experience was a bit iffy. You got very bored, didn't you? You got very disillusioned by school.
Yeah. What I'd do, right, is instead of sort of teaching kids about 2 and 2 and that, which is 4, right?
Well done. Show off.
I think they should be asked more questions that make them think rather than something that has just got an answer.
I totally agree.
Right? So,
yeah. To teaching them the quest for knowledge, inflaming their
but
imagination.
just freaking them out a bit as well, just going like...
See, I knew that's where it was going. As soon as you started talking, Rick, I was thinking you're thinking some of the big existential philosophical questions. You know, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to interact with other
Exactly.
humans? To be a human.
Or teaching them sort of like philosophy on a basic level, that, you know, teaching them the love for learning. So, you know, get them back to a roots level so they want to learn and then they will learn, as opposed to just teaching them facts.
Whereas
he was thinking, freak them out a bit.
Yeah.
No, just like, you know, like I read the other day, and someone sent it in on email, like how there's a dishwasher that's been found on Mars.
Rubbish.
Whoa, what?
Right?
It's not true.
So
What?
tell them that.
But it's
and
not
say,
true.
Go home and write about it. How did that happen?
But it didn't happen.
Well, it did happen. It was in a science magazine.
No, it didn't
Wasn't
happen.
in no
There's
goddamn
no dishwasher
science
on
magazine,
Mars.
Karl.
Why not?
Because
What do you mean, why not?
how did it get there?
But we're always sending like rubbish out there and that. It's like
Not dishwashers. What do you think the council take it away and they go, where can we put it? Well, the tip's full. Well, where's the nearest thing we can dump this? Mars, I imagine.
no, but the same way that fella who, I don't know, was it 2 Christmases ago when he was messing about saying I can get stuff to Mars and all that. He did it wrong because he did it on like Boxing Day, and I just think nobody's concentrating. No one wants to work on that day. It's kind of like, do you know what I mean? They're going to do stuff sort of half-arsed, aren't they, on Boxing Day? So it didn't really get there, I don't think, but it crash landed.
What are you talking about? What was he talking
Hey, that is a solution to the trash issue, the landfills, and the plastic on this planet. Put it on a rocket and send it to Mars or something. They don't have an ozone. They have nothing to burn. Everything it's free real estate up there. Everything's free real estate.
to do?
He was sending something up to Mars.
Yeah,
Who
that
was?
little fella that wanted to get something on Mars, and it got,
probe, you mean?
and it didn't open properly.
Yeah.
It got there, didn't open.
But the thing is, it got there, didn't open properly. No one's been back to pick it up. And what I'm saying is, we're saying about going to Mars as our next planet. It's a tip. There's loads of stuff that's been
No.
floated up there.
No, it's not.
What are you
It has,
talking
'cause
about?
it's just all like that probe thing is still there, rotting away.
Yeah. So ipso facto, there is a dishwasher on Mars. We've settled that. Why would they have a dishwasher on Mars? Would they take the dishwasher up in the space shuttle in case they had dinner parties? What are you talking about?
I just think they would have a little dishwasher in there. There's a lot of them, tight space.
I like how Ricky gets angry the more he talks.
Means,
do you know how much fuel it takes to move a kilogram out of the Earth's atmosphere? So they're going to take up a dishwasher, are they?
Sorry, but what are they cooking up there, Karl?
How many people does it take to fly a rocket?
I
How many people tell
Does
me?
Karl know the answer?
Well, it's either one monkey
I'm curious.
with a banana shoe that feeds it, or probably 2 or 3 humans.
Right, say it's 3 humans.
Yeah.
Now there's 3
Nice
humans
callback.
because they need one to steer it.
one
another
to stop at the petrol station to
but
get
what,
more.
What I'm saying is, if you're going to start having a sink, then whoever's
They
washing
haven't got a
up.
sink.
I know, because they've got a dishwasher.
He's got you there.
But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. But all I'm saying is, teach kids things about. Say to them, right, when you go home tonight, there was dinosaurs knocking about ages ago. How would you have lived with them? Get on with it. See you later.
Well, they didn't. I've told you this before. You got a lot of your information from the Flintstones and 1 million years BC with Raquel Welch. There weren't dinosaurs knocking around where there were little fellas knocking around in furry pants.
No, but just sort of saying to them, all right, then, here's a different question.
Go on then.
Would it be better to have dinosaurs knocking about now whilst we're here? Because I put that in my diary the other day, that when you think about it, there's a population problem.
Yeah.
There's too many of us.
What is he about to
We're
say?
saving people all the time. No one's allowed to get injured anymore. You've got to, wear a helmet when you're on a bike. There's speed bumps to slow people down.
What the hell is he about to say?
Cures for illnesses. No one's dying anymore, right?
Well, I think they are.
Not as many as they should be, because the world's crowded. All I'm saying is,
No.
it's
As many as it should
I
be.
think there's still people dying.
not that many though.
Karl is Thanos.
Still millions of people dying.
Loads of people are living longer, and that's a problem. So
So
what
you
I'm saying
feel that
is,
you should introduce Tyrannosaurus Rex into,
wandering
say,
about, wandering
London,
about.
just have him wandering around, just picking people up.
That's what. Just sort of random and that. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm not wishing that anyone I know dies and that. But all I'm saying is, I don't know anyone who's died for ages.
Right.
Whereas if a dinosaur was knocking about, you'd go, Neil's gone missing.
And you know, if we had her head bitten off by a...
Whatever. I just think then it is survival.
So
of
who
the
they got?
fittest.
Who they
Because
get
we've
today?
lost all that now. You don't even have to be fit to survive. You just keep sticking a new lung on you. Or, do you know what I mean? They can do too much now to keep people going.
just keep sticking a new lung on you.
Question from Kevin. He says, Karl, other than the famous boxing match that you've often talked about, I know that took up about 20 minutes of your time, have you ever been in any other kind of fight? I don't suppose a slanging match. I think they're talking, have you ever been in a physical fight?
Once that I can remember. It was over a woman. Well, a girl. I was at school.
Yeah.
And it was because, like, it's hassle, innit? Right, relationships when you're younger.
How old were you?
About 7.
It was over a woman.
Yeah.
Go on then. Yeah, go on.
And there was this girl knocking about who, she was quite good looking, everybody liked. And my mate, he really liked her. And I didn't sort of ask her out and that, but she just sort of took a shine to me and stuff. Right? And didn't
That
really
head
go
is
out with her properly.
majestic.
It's at that age where going out with someone is just like sort of going, all right, in the morning. Do you know what I mean? You just sort of nod your head
Yeah.
and that. Anyway, there was some sort of school disco, and they were playing Spin the Bottle or something. Right? And I sort of wandered over to see what was going on, and I stood on this girl's dress and put a hole in it. And she started crying. I was like, oh, I can't be doing with this. Right? What's up with you? It's old, what's up with you? And everyone's going, Karl, what are you doing? That's meant to be your girlfriend and that. You should be sort of saying, oh, I'm sorry, and giving her a hug and all that, and saying it'll be all right, we'll sort the dress out. I said, oh, I can't be dealing with this. Right? So she's crying her eyes out, so it's over. Right?
Karl's a unique child.
Oh, it's over, you saying? In the morning. Yeah.
No more of that.
Yeah, there's no more.
Damn.
In the morning.
So I go to the toilet, right? And this lad who fancies her comes in and goes, you're out of order, I'm saying, what are you on about?
Sorry, there's 2 7-year-olds. You're out of order. Keep out.
Cut it out. Show her a bit of bloody respect.
Sorry, were you wearing trilbies?
Yeah. He put his cigarette out in the sink.
Karl,
just
that looking
said,
like a smooth criminal.
Get out of my face.
I just sort of said, look, why are you getting involved and all that?
Why are you getting involved?
And it was obviously like, because he fancied her and that. We had a bit of a fight in there. I accidentally, sort of chipped his tooth on a sink.
Oh, is it like a proper...
Sorry, this is like someone from Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? 2 7-year-olds in a toilet.
So you put a hole in her dress. I don't know how that... What were you wearing?
I just
Football
stood on
boots?
it.
How did you make a hole in her dress?
I don't know. It was like that sort of material.
You were
like,
wearing winkle pickers.
like crepe. You know what I mean? It was like a crepe dress or something.
Yeah.
Right.
And that
So-
got a hole in it.
So you're having a... And when you say you're having a fight, I mean, are you wrestling with it? You got arm locks
a
and
little
head
bit of
locks?
wrestling and shoving about and that, and it was an accident. I didn't sort of go, right, I'm going to break your teeth or anything. It's just that I happened to push his head down, and his tooth hit the sink,
Right.
and it chipped and what have you. After that, like, I sort of left there and stuff, and we had to go into assembly, and there was a copper in there doing some presentation saying, listen kids, don't get into trouble, because we're out there and we'll get you. Right, so sort of trying to teach the kids young not to get into any trouble and stuff. So I'm sat in the assembly room thinking, oh God, there's a copper here talking, and my mate's going to come in a minute, like with a chipped tooth and everything. And
Questions are going to get asked.
that's what kind of happened. I mean, the coppers didn't get involved.
Yeah.
Did you turn your back on violence after that then?
Yeah.
Well,
he said you'll never take me alive, copper.
Yeah, that was the sort of last fight.
Brilliant.
They should have put him in an outfit.
Some of the questions coming in now, Rick, are just, I don't know what they're intending, what response they're hoping for, really. This is one from Rob. He just says, I was just wondering, what are Karl's views on the human appendix?
What do you think, Karl? What do you think of the human appendix?
Never worried about it.
Well, no, I think Rob's point is that it's sort of pretty redundant now.
So this is kind of what we've talked about before, where
He always says that. He always says something like, "Oh, we've talked about this before," and the thing that he's talked about is nothing like it.
what I mean is we've obviously interfered somewhere along the way, and
Well,
and
we
shouldn't
have
done.
interfered,
Yeah,
yeah.
we shouldn't have done, because it's the same way, like if we didn't have planes and that, would we have wings now? If we'd have
No.
needed to get about,
No.
would we have had wings?
No,
No.
the answer's no. Next.
No.
No, but you say that, but look at the
Because
way.
he's right, he says it because he's right.
No, but all I'm saying is you see that little picture of like an ape to man.
Yeah.
At first, they're crawling about on all fours because probably you're looking for food, so you want to be down there. So
Right.
if you're on both
Planes were
legs,
made like
you're missing
150
stuff that's
years
on the
ago.
floor.
What
No,
sort of
we would
time
not have
period do you
wings,
think
Karl.
Because I mean, we started, dabbling with a plane maybe 100 years ago. So what sort of time period do you think this little thing who's scrabbling around looking for food stood up and
I don't
walked?
know. I sort of don't worry about time. Sort
Right.
of
Well, I'll
behind-
tell you now, we
behind
wouldn't have
Rome.
wings now. If the Wright brothers had said, "Oh, forget it," we wouldn't have wings now.
What would happen? Right, here's another question. This is one that I chuck out to kids as well. We were talking about education, teaching kids stuff.
Sure.
What would happen? Right, we ruin this world. Right, goes wrong and that. Right, they shut it down. They go, we're moving. We go to another planet.
It's as simple as that
Yeah.
in this world. It's as simple as that.
We can't go to Mars because it's full of stuff that used to be in Dixon's.
It's like a tip.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. So we can't go there, we go somewhere else.
Something that I've always wondered about, if we do that, do we start New Year's or do we carry on? What do you know what I mean? Do we say, oh, it's still 2006, or do we go, it's world new, whatever, new world?
That is definitely the first priority. you
It's
know.
year one, right? We've sorted that out. Right now,
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
once you,
Because a
right,
year might not be the same on this planet.
we'd sort that out, right? We'd sort out what year it is and that.
Well, no.
Um,
What I'm saying is, we'd have to start again anyway, because the planet might not take 1 year as we know it to go around the sun. It might not take a day to turn. A day is a day because that's how long it takes. For
Yeah,
the...
but we'd have to carry on as we know, because we don't want to start doing longer days and that. Otherwise, they'll just kick off and say, "This is rubbish. This new world. What are you doing?"
No, we wouldn't have a choice. We wouldn't have a choice. A day is how long it takes
No.
the planet to
But a day's-
turn,
a day's-
and a year is how long it takes that planet to go around the sun
but a
once.
day is man-made, really. There's places in the world where they're working in the dark, isn't there, in Iceland and that? But they don't go, well, it's dark all the time, so I'll stay in bed.
Well, no, but there's
That's
still a day.
not
It's
how
still
it
24
works.
hours in a day in Iceland.
Yeah, but we only work by that clock because that's what people use at the moment when they go, what time is it? You go, it's 20 past 11.
No. We use that because that's how long it takes the planet we're on to
I've
turn.
never worried about it like that. I've just always
Well,
gone,
no, I'm telling you,
Well,
once
that's because
again,
you weren't asked to get involved when they came up with the idea.
I'm telling you that's what a day is. It's
Yeah.
how long it takes your planet to.
Yeah.
What would you mean? The way that what?
No, I'm just saying that's fine and everything. But if when I was born, people said there's 26 hours in a day, I'd go, fair enough. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, we could have made
Fair
how long an
enough.
hour is. Yeah, we could have made
I'm just-
hours shorter and get 26
Well, they're
in.
saying they're going to do that.
Well,
Because,
no, they're
because-
not.
No, they are, because
No,
there's
they're
so
not.
many people in the world.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about before. They've got to create more jobs. The only way to have more jobs, keep shops open, take on more people, everyone's happy.
That makes no sense at all.
No, say if it's 28 hours in a day.
Yeah, it'd still be 24 hours long as we used to know it.
No, you'd have like, oh, what time is it? Oh, it's like 20 past 25 or whatever.
Well, you're not making any sense at all.
No, I'm just saying.
The Earth would still take 24 hours as we know it now.
Forget it.
Hang on a minute. There's more interesting territory here.
Don't forget, our sleep patterns have evolved on a day. The reason we sort of like go to sleep at night and have about 8 to 10 hours sleep is because that's our evolution.
No, but that's only, that's just because that's what we've got used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look at a sloth, that's asleep all the time. It's doing what it
but
wants.
it evolved differently, didn't it?
Right, you can't get away. You're not getting away with this anymore. If you want to live now, join in with us.
Sloth's been having a
it's that
free
time
ride on
again.
this planet for too goddamn long.
It's the feature that the world is saying could rival Monkey News one day. Ready?
Oh, what's he written today?
Ricky keeps on bringing out the hits.
Carl's diary. You didn't actually explain what it was. Sunday, got up. Sunny day, so went for a walk in the park. There was a bloke walking down the street who was whistling some kind of annoying tune. He seemed quite happy with himself. Do people only whistle when they're happy? I don't whistle very much.
It's a good point. Whistling is so inane to me. But yeah, it's sort of like going, I'm content. It really is that thing that if they go, you go, well, Mr. Mellors, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Not only has your wife died, but you've lost the house. Thanks, doctor.
Won't happen.
No, you don't whistle when you're sad. The other place you hear it, of course, is changing rooms. And that's men going, I'm whistling, so I'm not looking at your cock. How could I be? I'm concentrating on whistling.
The lake was frozen over where I was walking. The ducks looked worried. They were sat on the edge of the lake waiting for it to melt. Were they, Carl?
Yeah, we just sat there looking, sort of going, oh, what's going on? I don't know. How long is a duck's memory? Because I wondered whether they're going, this doesn't seem right, but I don't know why.
I asked Suzanne why ducks don't use their wings much. They seem to walk and swim more and don't bother using their wings.
Yeah, it's like ducks don't fly
Suzanne said
south
she
for
had
the
to call
winter
her
or
mum and
anything.
Dad, so I never got an answer.
The old excuse. Yeah. Suzanne, I can't talk now, Carl.
Gotta phone my mum. There was a marathon type run going on in the park. It reminded me of the time when we were moving flat. It was the day of the London Marathon. Me and Suzanne were walking down the middle of the road taking some stuff to our new flat. I was carrying a lamp and a kitchen bin. People were clapping me, thinking I was doing some kind of fun run.
Walking on the same route.
Because it was when we lived on the Docklands.
Oh, brilliant.
There was no other route. The flat was just about 100 yards down the road.
They're going, look at the bloke with the bald wig. He's carrying a lamp and a bin.
Took a bag of old clothes to Oxfam. It was just old T-shirts and a couple of jumpers with holes in it. I don't think anyone will buy them. But the Oxfam is closer to the flat than the wheelie bin is. On the tube on the way back home, saw an advert for a book about a woman who works in a funeral home. She went into work one day, she goes to work on a body, she takes the sheet off of one of the bodies, and it looks exactly like her. This is called a doppelganger.
What's a doppelganger to you?
It's the thing I read about him ages ago where someone was walking down the street.
Yeah, and he sees someone who looked a bit like him.
And no, this was weirder than that.
Go on.
He remembers like going down that street as a kid on his bike whistling.
Yeah.
And then he's walking down the street going to get some milk or whatever from the shop. Little bike comes whizzing past. He hears the whistling. He goes, "That's weird." Looks at it. It was him when he was a kid. So it's like a time.
Shit. What do you mean it was him as a
Then
kid?
change the
This is like a
doppelganger
different
story.
Form of doppelganger. It's just
Well, it's impossible. It's rubbish.
some sort of time thing, isn't it?
No,
Just
it's
time,
but that's
sort of-
impossible. So don't
It's
worry
just some
about
kind
it.
of time thing, Rick. No.
Yeah,
just
somebody read again on the internet, or it was a short story, or something someone told you.
On my walk back from the tube, I saw a jogger who was pushing a pram at the same time. The kid looked terrified. Got my science book out. It said that the static you get on the telly when a channel isn't tuned in properly is radiation that is still knocking about from when the Big Bang happened. I thought about the Big Bang and wondered if it was really a Big Bang or did it just sound louder as there was no other noise to drown it out.
I don't know, innit?
Carl's diary, Rick, never ceases to amaze.
Wow. I mean, technically, he's
Or
right.
what's that
Everything
time now?
is from the Big Bang,
Yeah.
so
It's the big one.
this camera
Oh,
that I'm recording on
chimpanzee,
is
that
technically from the
monkey
Big
knows.
Bang. This microphone is from the
There's
Big
this,
Bang.
Monkey?
This fella, right, who he had a problem with his eyes. Right?
Yeah.
So he goes to the doctors.
It's
and he
Jesus.
Goes, oh, I've got a problem with my eyes. And he goes, yeah, they bad them. Right? He goes, it was in America, you know, like how you have to pay for medical stuff and all that.
Mm.
And the doctor said, oh, if I fix them,
Oh, 1 second. Oh, damn it, I kind of messed it. I'm gonna jump back in a second.
fix them. It's
Oh boy, that what he just said hurt me. You know, in America where you got to pay for it, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Not only in America do you have to pay for medicine, but you have to contemplate whether or not is going bankrupt worth not dying for. So you can either destroy your finances or die. That's pretty much the decision you're left in with a lot of medical issues, or serious medical issues.
how you have to pay for medical stuff and all that.
Mm.
And the doctor said, oh, if I fix them, it's going to be like 10 grand, right?
Mm.
He's like, but I haven't got the money, doctor. He goes, well, I can't help you then. You know, there's a lot of people with bad eyes like them. Can't do anything for you.
Mm.
So he goes, oh, it's getting worse. Can't do anything.
Oh.
So anyway, so he goes home.
Is that the price of human eyes, is it?
So he goes home, he's looking in the paper, right? And he sort of sees in the adverts at the back. And there's a little advert there saying cheap doctors, right? So he's thinking, oh, maybe that's... Maybe
It
that's
didn't
what
say
I,
cheap. His eyes
that's
are
what I
bad.
need, right? So he calls them up.
We know what it
She's
said.
like, wait, what can I do? He goes, I've got bad eyes and that. She says, oh, come in tomorrow, we'll sort them out. She's like, brilliant, I'll see you then. Right? So he goes down there and he says, right, you know, I can hardly see, my eyes have got in really bad state and what have you.
Right.
Need to have them sorted out. I don't know what you do, whatever you do,
Right.
I need
Now,
doing.
his eyes are so bad, can he see the doctors?
Not really,
Can't
sort
really
of
see
squinting
squinting.
and that, but you know, so he's like, do I need to see the doctor to, you know, have a word and tell him what problems? She's like, no, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about
Just,
No, I'd be comfortable if it's a...
just you know, just let me inject you, and we'll knock you out, and we'll get on with it. And
No,
it's
we'll
like,
get the
well,
doctor
it's-
in.
Can I just tell you something about chimps as well, just before you continue?
Go on.
You know, they don't have opposable thumbs.
Now,
which is
why
what-
are opposable thumbs useful, Rick?
Well, to grip something, to do anything like, you know, even simple stuff like writing, so let alone surgery. So without an
But
opposable
can I just check
thumb-
now?
go
So
on.
if I was a doctor and I was doing any form of difficult surgery, would I need opposable thumbs?
You'd need opposable thumbs
To be a
And-
doctor
and
of
without
anything.
you couldn't do anything. You
Th-
could.
thanks for clearing that up.
Because the opposable thumb allowed something in our evolution called the precision grip.
Right.
So without that, you couldn't do anything.
Why are y'all taking the shine away
So
from
anyway,
Karl
so he's had the
Pilkington's story?
injection, he's nodding off and what have you, right? His eyes are sort of closing and that. He hears the door open. He sort of just sees this little fella coming in. And he's like, "Hello, doctor." And he's trying to like make a chat with it,
Sure.
but like he's just nodding
It?
off. No, just
Oh,
he
never
or
call
she?
it doctor.
Was it he or she?
These people have done 7 years medical
Deeply
training.
respected people.
How could you call it it?
So anyway, he thought, oh, it's weird he didn't answer, but you know, doctors can be quite moody. You know, they're highly intelligent. They don't need
Especially little airy
well,
ones.
just idle chit chat. There's no room for that. You know, what I mean?
Yeah,
It's got a job.
it's just. Oh yeah, but you know, if I'm going in to have my eyes done, I want a little bit of idle chimp chat.
So anyway, time passes, right? He sort of wakes up and he opens his eyes, right? And it's brilliant. He can't believe it.
Eyes are perfect?
He's had the op. He can't believe the sight. He's like, nurse, right? And the nurse comes in because I can't believe it. This is brilliant. I've never had this such good sight. Do you know what I mean? Even when I was a baby,
Yeah.
and my eyes were new,
Yeah.
I didn't see this good.
Great.
So she's like, well, you know, that's
You
what-
realise the nurse is a panda.
That's what we do. Right? So he said, right, so can I just see the doctor and just say thanks and that? She's like, well, to be honest, you know, he's specialised in what he does. There's a lot of
What
work.
a load of bollocks this is getting.
Please.
Where did you get this from?
No, come on, let's hear the end.
There's a lot of like operations he's got to do.
Yeah.
So you know, leave him to it. He's just having a kip. You know, I'll let him know that you were grateful. You know, pays the check. Off you go. Go and enjoy looking at stuff.
Yeah.
So he said, no, just what's wrong with that? I just want to see that. She's
No,
like,
that's
no,
fine.
leave it. Just leave.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it. If
And he's
he's
like, yeah, but I can't. You know, I want to thank him. So he's done such a good thing for me. So they're getting into a bit of an argument and what have you, and the voices are raising, right? Door opens.
Gonna wake the doctor up.
Well, that's what they did. They woke it up, right?
They woke it up.
it.
So the door opens, right? Little monkey comes out,
Oh.
and he's like, "What's going on here? It's hospital. Why is a monkey knocking about?"
Yeah.
So the woman said, "Well, what do you mean? He's the doctor." Right? So he's like, "You are having a laugh, aren't you?" She goes, "Look, don't complain. Your eyes are sorted.
Yeah.
You know, the doctor's done it. What's the problem?" He said, "Well, if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have come here." She said, "Well, what do you mean you didn't know that?" She said the advert in the paper you read, it's like chimp doctors.
That is the biggest
I knew it.
load of shit
I
I've
knew
ever
it.
heard. That really is the worst.
What, and because his eyes were so bad, he thought it said cheap doctors.
He saw the advert and it said chimp doctors, but because his eyes were bad, he just saw it.
What
as,
journal is this in?
it was years ago, because it sort of says how the monkey
Ricky has
sort of
had
carried
it.
on working for a few years. He couldn't do anything
Then
about
just
it. He had to
retired to
leave
play
it.
golf.
It's absolute bollocks. There's no way. I mean, it's not even worth talking about. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It's the most ridiculous monkey news you've ever heard.
Now
and that's
practice
saying
waiting to happen.
Chimp
Just
doctors.
negligence.
It's easy mistake.
Negligence, manslaughter, all that stuff. You never know. Don't let a monkey just get into your damn exposed eyeballs and just start playing around in there. Bad stuff will happen. I like how Ricky just gets angrier and angrier as like the dumber stories start to come out more. It's like at some point he's gonna be like, by the time he hits season 2, he's gonna be fist fighting Karl every time he like mentions monkey news. But I enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for coming through. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Like I said, I will have a link for the uploader of this episode, Tianshu Lee, at the end of this video that you can click on and check out all their content. If you want to watch the original video without me talking over it or pausing it or anything, you can go ahead and leave it. You can click on the link in the description box down below. If you want to follow me on any of my social media platforms, these are it right here. I'm mostly active on Twitter, and I was supposed to do something yesterday on Twitch, but my schedule just got real busy. I will be streaming on Thursday, which should be tomorrow, and that'll be at around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I will be streaming Star Fox 64. I never played Star Fox 64 before, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I played a little bit of the Super Nintendo version, but I will go ahead and give the Nintendo 64 version a try just to see what all the hubbub is about. But anyway, I'm Devon DaVinci. I want to thank you guys for coming through one more time, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. So until then, I'm giving you the deuces, and I'm signing out. Deuces.